Good evening, YouTube. Big Star 1000. Enjoying a glass of wine tonight. And judging by the title of this new Gimme 10, you would have worked out that we're talking about psychedelic soul. This was inspired to me by a CD that I put on this afternoon, which is The Mighty Inspiration Information by Shuggie. One of my favorite pieces of music that I own. Really, it's absolutely fantastic. This was put out by Rockabop and the David Byrne curated, owned label. You go Rockabop, and I bought this back in the early 2000s. What a fantastic piece of music. Psychedelic soul. California soul. California soul? Yes. So psychedelic soul, I'm going to, this is not included, it's just the inspiration for it. So inspiration, information. So inspiration was Shuggie. Information about Shuggie. The man was, he's still alive, yes, because he's touring. A guitar player. His dad was Johnny Otis, and he was a teen prodigy. I think he made his first record with Al Cooper when he was 15 years old. And totally amazing sort of, psychedelic soul. What is psychedelic soul? It's black Afro-American artists mainly taking the soul element and blending it with a sort of a West Coast psychedelia, and I think that's the most accurate description. It's the West Coast sound meets soul music. That's most psychedelic soul. Obviously, as with every genre of music, it's twisted and prodded in every which way that gives you other styles of this music. But I think psychedelic soul, if you're going to pick an album that really represents that down to a T, I think the very first Funkadelic record is the way of, to me, this is an amazing, this is a 10, this is a perfect record. This is the very first Funkadelic. This was originally released in 1970 on Westbound Records. Here's the back cover. An amazing piece of music. Eddie Hazel, guitar player extraordinaire. Very much inspired by Jimi Hendrix in his sort of stylings. So you've got a very good example here of the type of music, and this is a fantastic record, as are a lot of their records, such as Maggot Brain or A Nation or a Groove. Or the other band that comes to mind straight away when I think of psychedelic soul, psych soul, is the Temptations, the Norman Whitfield band, and this is called, let's take this off the plastic for a second. This is called All Directions. Seems to be stuck in. All Directions, it's on Tama Motown. I think it is anyway. And this band really takes the idea of psychedelic soul really to its fullest. Songs like Papa Was a Rolling Stone, which is very psychedelic and very fun. I mean, their other albums are equally This is from 1970, 72, I think. I imagine it's from 72. Very funky as well. And yeah, a really cool band, The Temptations. I'm a bit sloppy tonight, I apologise. I tried to be on my game, but it's difficult. And I've got time, I don't care. And very close in style to Funkadelic is this great one-off kind of band, Black Murder. Very close stylistically to Jimi Hendrix Experience. Kind of the Jimi Hendrix Experience meets Funkadelic. You get Black Murder, which is a play on word on black murder, as in when you murder someone. But murder is shit, so it's black shit, black murder. It's, I'm not sure black shit is quite appropriate as a title, but I'm not making this up. It's there. It's a reissue, you can see, first reissue in 25 years of the legendary LP by folk rock Funkadelic. And I'm a grammar Nazi. I'm a teacher, for goodness sake. This is shit. Legendary LPs with an apostrophe. Seriously, people, on the front cover of a record. What are we, in grade 2? This is a great record. It's on Funky Delicacies, 1970, Black Murder. Another band for which I have a lot of time for some reason. I mean, it's something that's very, very common. You can find this in every sort of thrift store bin. But I really like this band. They really bring the really soulful element to, because with the choice of songs and the covers they have. It's the Fifth Dimension. This is kind of like a comp, the Fantastic Fifth Dimension. I've got several of their records, but this is the one that I like the best. I like the psychedelic looking cover. Feels like you have a Birds record in your hand. And when I say West Coast, I mean, this is like, Mr. Tambourine Man, or, even a little bit of Safe as Milk, type of sleeve. The Fantastic Fifth Dimension. This is on Universal Summit. I think it's an Australian pressing, yes. And I really love things like Stone Soul Picnic, which is a song by Laura Nyro, which I love by Laura Nyro. It's fantastic, that song. It's my favourite song of hers. And then there's also a song called California Soul, which is brilliant. It's really dynamic, and I really like this band. I really like what they do with the style of music. So yeah, here is I was saying Afro-American. This is a white artist, actually. I said that before in my last video, but back in the early days of the VC, I used to do something called Obscure Classics, which was a series which was dedicated to, unearthing some interesting records that you may not have heard of, etc. One of the records I was talking about back then was this record. I'm going to put it out because it's an excellent record. It definitely fits the bill of psychedelic soul. It's the band's called the Grodeck Whipperjenny. There you go. The Grodeck Whipperjenny is basically Dave Matthews, a guy called Dave Matthews, and it's on People Records. And People Record is basically the label set up by James Brown for kind of appealing to white audiences. I think this is produced by James Brown, yes it is, and this is very funky psychedelic. It sort of melds the two genres seamlessly. You can just pick up any song on this. Sitting Here on the Tongue is great. Sitting here on the tongue, Yes, there you go. First song. It's great. The Grodeck Whipperjenny. I think definitely is what I would call psychedelic soul. And another record which sounds somewhat similar, more politically driven, is the Fabulous. And again, another obscure classic of back in the day, the Fabulous Headless Heroes of the Apocalypse by Eugene McDaniels. Here is a fantastic record, and it kind of fit this sort of soul folk, but it's very psychedelic as well. I mean, as it's not a straight soul record, like there's a whole story behind it as well. I think Sparrow Agnew, the evil vice president of I think of Nixon, tried to get this record banned because there was so much political content. Didn't succeed. This is on Eclectic Records, 1971, and it's a masterpiece. This is a record that everybody should own. Eugene McDaniels, the Headless Heroes of the Apocalypse. I think I'm going to spin this later because it's just a fantastic piece of music. On a less politically driven and a sort of more gentle vibe is this wonderful band fronted by Minnie Riperton, the Rotary Connection. And I've chosen Hey Love. I've got a few of their albums. I really like the Rotary Connection. You know, the essence of psychedelic soul, really. I mean, if you choose one song that represents the style of music, I Am the Black Gold of the Sun that's the song, you know, really. I Am the Black Gold of the Sun is the sort of, you know, the all encompassing kind of statement on the style of music. That and maybe Strawberry Letter 23 by Shuggie. You know, you pick two songs. Hey Love, this is on Cadet Concept from 1970 or 72 perhaps. Charles Stepney is the band leader, and you've got Philip Upchurch on guitar, great guitar player. It is a really weird, but really cool record, amazing record. This is William S. Fisher, Circles. William S. Fisher, this is a weird record, but it's fantastic. It's on Embryo. There you go. And Embryo is the label that was run by Herbie Mann, the jazz flautist, and he used to produce these really bizarre records, and this is amazing. It's kind of a electronic moog meets soul record. And it's no other way to explain it. It's like the really brooding electronic atmosphere, sort of avant-garde, very psychedelic, kind of progressive as well. But there's soul vocals by William S. Fisher. William S. Fisher. Eric Weisberg is on guitars. Eric Weisberg, I think, is the guy who plays the guitar on the Deliverance soundtrack. Ron Carter is on bass. Billy Cobham is on drums, you know. So, I mean, you got that's a lineup and a half. And William S. Fisher is on Moog. Circles. This is an original on Embryo. This is from 1970. Here is one of my all-time favorite records, championed from day one in the VC. Again, obscure classic series, maybe number 2 or number 3, very early on. And the first one was McDonald's and Giles. I think this could have been number 2 in the series. You can go back and look. But 3 years ago, Simon Day, which means dove in patois. amazing piece of music. Kind of a melding of different genres. This is a record that was made by West Indian migrants in London on Janus Records. This is a mind-blowing piece of music. Is it psychedelic? There's definite moments where it gets psychedelic, a little bit progressive as well. And there's a little bit of reggae in it as well. It's kind of a fusion of styles. But Simon Day, or Simon, however it's pronounced, is an amazing piece of music. And again, everybody should own this record because it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to finish with a little bit of an oddity, but you know, why not? A Brazilian record. Sadly, I don't have any other of his records. I love the guy, he's fantastic. This is the recent compilation, The Existential Soul of Tim Maia. Tim Maia was a Brazilian soul singer. And boy, is this psychedelic. It's psychedelic to the max, this thing. It's amazing. This guy, you know, joined kind of a sect called Racional and made some really rare records, and it's fantastic. The Essential Soul of Tim Maia from 2012. On Wakabup, I started with World Psychedelic Classics number 2, and I finished with World Psychedelic Classic number 4, which is a nice way of running it up. Okay, thank you for your attention, VC. Some great records, as per usual.